It's EFI time. My cockpit for the next 3.5 hours. I got the cushion of comfort because these chairs over long journeys are not best. So yeah, I'm gonna get some oil. I'm sort of just, well, we're nicely above the low line, but not massively. So I'm gonna get some oil just in case. Keep it in the back. Fuel's fine. Got 3/4 of tank. Snacks. Everything. Let's do this. EFI, here we go. We made it. Not sure if you can see it first. Wow. Palace to Liverpool. 4 hours and 10 minutes in the end. I just stopped to fuel quickly, but my exhaust is knocking on the subframe quite a lot. One thing after another, but yeah, as long as you can map it. Cool, but I am about to just fall asleep. Good morning. Lovely view. Oh, it's that kind of time. 12 o'clock, 3.5 hours. We're gonna go and see if I can find some shops or something. I've just sat in the room for an hour and a half, had a cup of tea, watched a bit of In-Betweeners. I'm going to try and show you that exhaust knock-in. It's the flange, which is the bit where the turbo downpipe, the turbo, whatever, link pipe to downpipe connect. So it's like the centre flange. That has got about 2 mil tolerance to the subframe. I've tried to use like a heat-proof mat, almost like a fiberglass, sort of, yeah, well, a heat-proof mat pretty much. Just try and sort of cushion the knock, but I think on the whole drive up here it's just worked its way through the mat probably. But that's obviously something we need to sort out, but I can't change it yet. It's all to do when the engine is obviously, well, it's mainly on deceleration to be honest. On decel, where I guess the engine rocks back or forward, however it's moving, that's when it starts making that knock. So whether I just have to go with harder mounts on the engine or try and raise the exhaust up a little bit. I've tried to use a Jubilee clamp, or I say I tried, when I went and saw Josh, we used a Jubilee clamp around the old rubber, because obviously it was loose, so it went around the rubber and just tightened it up a little bit, but it didn't really make a difference. But that's raised up this middle section of the exhaust. We just need to try and, yeah, work with that flange to try and make it work, however, just so it's not knocking. It's because it's going to be a little bit embarrassing seeing Chris today, but I hope he's seen worse. It's nothing mechanical, obviously, with the car. It's just a bit of metal to metal action. So, but yeah, also I hope, just with mapping, do they change the MPG? Because I was definitely not doing 72 miles a gallon. Apparently I got 700 miles in the tank. I've never had that in my entire life. But it's definitely not happening because the fuel seems to be going down at a reasonable rate. So we're definitely not doing 71 miles a gallon, but you know, if we could. I'll tell you now, that Widnes, or whatever it's called, shopping centre, was horrendous. Got myself a Costa to do some gaming. We still got ages. Officially don't have a Scooby-Dooby-Doo where I'm going, but follow these maps, these roundabouts up here are ridiculous. That's 6 minutes away till we're off. Wow. It's 2 o'clock now, but I was concerned that my car might not start because I think of every circumstance ever. Oh, this is a cool little bridge. Wow. It cost me £2 that bridge. Apparently I got to pay online. I don't, oh, that rattling. And then I didn't even come off there when I was supposed to. I had to go back down and up again to do pay twice. Merseyside with my friend. I swear it gets worse. Merseyside flow is what I got to pay on. Okay, so just to put a little bit of context into this part, obviously you did just a generic run just to see what the car was saying, and there was a big old misfire. So obviously it was either water or the spark plugs were wrong, and luckily in some respects the spark plugs were wrong, but Chris managed to swap those straight out for me for the proper ones with the proper spacing, and as you can see, we're off. Bye. We're off. It was 0.6 of boost, I think, or just under. Whereas we need 0.7 or just over 0.7. But he's mapped it to allow for that, so that's obviously going to put the power up. But yeah, all good. I'm happy with that. I was a little bit worried at first when spark plugs weren't right. I need to turn that off now, so just look at me in the dark. The spark plugs weren't right because they're standard ones, not Magan ones or something. But he put Magan ones in for me that needed a 0.6 spacing, so that's what we did. So yeah, massive shout out to Chris. He's a very nice guy, easy to talk to, and explained everything. So yeah, I'm chuffed for that. Just got to do 198 miles and 3.5 hours. Yay! But we're done. It should be driving like an absolute dream now. This is why, you know what I said over 3k, it was like there's always like a massive flat spot. It wasn't that, it was just the spark plugs me and everyone. That just gonna turn my music up now for the whole drive home. We're gonna do a first little pull. What is this up here? Is it 60? Third gear. Rattle, rattle, rattle. The suck that you can hear first of all is amazing. Obviously we'll do some daylight video because this is literally going to be me sat at 60 to 70 the whole way home, but I will feel another pull because might not be for a second, and I'm not sure how much you can see me, but you know, these are the winter time issues. So we have a lovely racing blue RS200 in front here. Lucky there's a dual carriageway coming up. Let's see what this turbo baby can do. Could have a Megane engine, could be supercharged, could be neat. Probably going to hog the fast lane. We'll see how it goes, boys. Oh, and out at first. Absolutely pooed my pants. Came up to my parents' house and I'm like, oh my god, what is leaking? We can come to the front. I don't know if there's still any left, to be honest. Oh yeah, no, it's still going. I think my washer fluid pipe's popped somewhere. But I thought I blocked the one off to there, because I filled that up before I went. There's a good like 5 litres in there before I left, at least. Now it's just pissing all over the floor. That's alright. At least it's not anything bad. I literally was smelling my hand going, oh my god, do not be fuel. But I think I would have noticed, but fuel or coolant or... And he's just running down the drain, isn't it? Oh, God knows. We'll have to have a look at that somewhere. Just let it all leave. Could be worse. Look at it all. I don't know how long this has been going. Like, maybe it was the first time I got a boost that's upset something. It's the first time I actually went for it with that RS200 and upset my car and it's taken a leak. Anyone concerned, I have confirmed that it is washer fluid. No, I wasn't panicking. No, I wasn't. Nope. No panicking going on here. That's it. We're back. We've made it. She's done good. Yeah. I'll tell you the figures in the next video. Way. So I actually forgot to slide this in. I was still supposed to tell you. I did that little bit just as a joke. So yes, right. So got obviously a couple of sheets to show you the most exciting parts of the whole trip. I'm sure it's the bit that you wanted to hear about. So I'm going to try and explain it as I know it. The air fuel ratio, the max was 15.3. Whatever that means to anyone. The PSI, the max was 12.7, which on this little chart, you can see it in this lovely dark day. Probably could have done it in the day, but I need to get this video out. So that one there is the sort of the bar of boost, and as you see, it's sort of on 6, so just above 5. That's where he was saying I've got a chance to sort of bump up the horsepower by bumping up yeah, the pounds of boost. So obviously with bumping it up, in reference to that, I know I've done a lot of talking in this video and you couldn't hear a lot of it. I really need to invest in some wireless microphones because driving and me listening to editing that then, this is painful. So I do apologise to everyone. But yeah, so I need to bump it up from 0.6-ish to 0.7-ish, and then I'm going to get more brake. So we're a little bit under power at the moment, but I think it's quite good in respect that it's not obviously as harsh on the car. And I can get used to it a little bit. So this is obviously, yeah, the most important one. Torque, the max torque was 206, which I thought was a little bit lower in comparison to some others, and there's quite a big drop off after 5,000 revs. So this is the little sheet. I'm shaking quite a bit because it's cold out here. Obviously, as you see, it all sort of peaks pretty much. Obviously torque wise, it peaks at about, I don't know, just over 5, between 5 and 5.5. But yeah, the max torque is 206, and the power at the fly was 223.3. He said it went down a little bit after he changed the map. Don't know if you remember me saying, but he tweaked the map that he put on the car slightly to allow for 0.7 or just over 0.7 bar of boost. He changed it slightly so it would allow for that, whereas the run before I think was 228, so it dropped down slightly, but obviously then it gives the leeway to add the 10, 15, 20 brake, whatever it should add, that extra pound of boost. Well, extra 0.1 of boost, let's say. Yeah, like I said, I'm still sort of learning it all, so if anything I said there is slightly confusing, it's just the way it is. So I'm going to keep it at 223 brake max for the moment. But yeah, I'm well happy with that. Just driving it back was amazing. Yeah, right, I've still got the chain of the exhaust that I didn't shut up about in the video. I seem to have fixed the rattle on the gear stick, which has made me very, very happy. So I've fixed one rattle, but we've got to do another one. But yeah, at least I know now that the gear stick's not going to be annoying me. The only time it does rattle actually is in reverse. But how often do you reverse? I mean, come on. Do make sure you scroll down, like and comment and subscribe if you're new. And yeah, next video I'm going to wait a little bit because I'm going to buy some hopefully nice expensive, these DJI wireless mics are coming out. I want to buy some of them and I want to go for a first proper burn with you guys, and yeah, just experience the car and have a nice little drive and show you guys what it's all about. So yeah, thanks for tuning in and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.